Alright, kia ora, tēnā koutou, no mai, hoki mai, and welcome back to another episode of the Offload. And it's episode 2 in fact, and we're going to talk all things Super Rugby round 2 on the channel. And we're also going to talk about the win over Moana Pacifica there at the end of round 2. And we're going to give a little recap of round 2 as well. We're going to talk about the potential Super Rugby title contenders for 2024. Also going to talk about the new series on the channel there, the game recreations and the simulations that we have going as well. And new socials there on TikTok. I've just created an account there, same name as well. And then we'll end the video as always with the analytics for the channel. But before we do all that, just want to welcome in all the new subscribers. Those who've supported the channel there. A few of you have come over and has subscribed in the last couple of weeks there. We've got LD Gaming, Israel Lottering, Alex Colby, Marika Kinatale, Sapati Tugai, Daniel Naru Kuatavuki, Cedric Vital, James Rowe. Appreciate you guys, and also those over on Patreon as well. Gibbs, Miggy Boshoff, Triple Q, Fury 5, Manu, Xavier Gray, Benji, Zach, David Guthrie, Sam, Melvin January, and Schnooch there over on Patreon as well. I appreciate the support. And just as I mentioned before, we have a TikTok as well. And thank you for those who have come over from TikTok to YouTube. I appreciate the support as well. If you have a TikTok and you aren't following me there and you're here on YouTube, you can go ahead and follow me there and support the channel there as well. I appreciate it. But let's get the segment going. We'll talk about the first thing there, the win over Moana Pacifica at the end of round 2. And so closing out the round there was Moana Pacifica and the Crusaders. Oddly enough for us, it felt basically like an away game, and it was a home game there for Moana. But 14 points to 7, tight-knit game. We always love a close game here in rugby, but it was tough conditions there, tough conditions for kicking. There at the Garden, we had the wind gushing from left to right across the screen. And of course, I haven't kicked in a while since before the Rugby World Cup, and even then I wasn't kicking the ball as well. But Moana played a really good game defensively despite the scoreline. They showed a lot of resilience there. Quick response after conceding a try from the Crusaders there to stay in the game. The execution of plays were really well, I felt. A few times they caught us out on the short side, and but they're consistent. They applied pressure, quick up on the defensive lines as well. And there was a moment I lost track of the ball, and they were fast up on the line, toe-hacked the ball backwards. Well, I had to scramble backwards, but they put us under pressure a lot. And they had opportunities there, Moana Pacifica. Probably didn't quite execute those moments, though. A few times I had to clear the ball outside our 22, which basically is my job anyway. But overall, Moana's performance shows a team that's on the rise, eager to be in the competition, and with a bit more consistency and execution, I think they could easily turn games like that into ones that they can definitely win. So just fortunate for us that we were able to seal the game there in the end. But I thought we were pretty solid throughout the game. Started really strong there, the Crusaders, scoring quick tries there on the side. Sever Reese, great supporting play there. And it was just basic stuff that just worked really well for us. Scoring the second try there, establishing the lead quite early in the game. And I thought we did really well under pressure. There were moments for myself where handling errors were a bit of a letdown, and just trying to stay composed through those moments as well. I thought defensively we were okay, but there were times where we fell short on the defensive end and getting caught on the short side there. Lester Fainganuku falling off a tackle, and Moana Pacifica there scoring on the left side. So there are things to work on for sure. We're only 2 games in it, but it's 2 games in a row now that the handling has been a bit of a weakness for us. So good contest there, and of course I was on kicking duties for this one as well. I remember mentioning that I should be the goal kicker there in round 1 after the attempted goals from Will Jordan, who isn't a goal kicker. And, well, maybe the coach heard me that day and decided to put me on the kicking duties. And, well, that's basically a recap of the game between Moana Pacifica and the Crusaders. But speaking of recaps, here's a recap of round 2 and how it went down for those who are newer to the channel and haven't quite seen the games yet, or those who just need a little bit of a refresher of the round. So here we go. And the opening match of round 2 saw the Queensland Reds faced up against the Western Force there at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Reds, fresh off a hot win against the Melbourne Rebels in round 1, aim to continue their momentum here in round 2, while the Force sought their first victory of the season. The match kicked off with both teams showing strong early plays. The Reds quickly scored a try through Jordan Pataya, followed by a quick response there from Force's Chase Tiatia leveling the scores. The Reds maintain a slight edge, with Josh Fluke adding a try to the scoreboard, pushing the lead out 17 points to 7 over the Force at halftime. Second half, the Force fought back with a try, narrowing the gap to just 3 points. However, the Reds extended the lead with another successful kick from Harry McLaughlin. Despite the late surge from the Force, they couldn't convert opportunities into points, and the game ended with the Reds triumphing 27 points to 21. And well, it was a very competitive match between both sides, with the Reds continuing their winning streak and the Force still left seeking their first win. Moving on to Game 2, there the match between the Auckland Blues and the Fijian Drua took place at Eden Park in the Garden of Auckland there on a perfect afternoon for rugby. And while the Drua kicked off first, and despite early pressure from the Blues, the Drua managed to score first with a well-executed try there, and the Blues responded in the second half with a quick try to level the scores. Throughout the match, both teams exchanged tries, with notable performances from players like Beauden Barrett and Finlay Christie as well, while the Drua showcased their infamous attacking flair. And in a tense finish, the Drua regained the lead with a crucial penalty kick from Akimu Valetini, sealing their victory at 17 points to 14. The Blues struggled to capitalize on their chances and ultimately running out of time there. Game 3 taking place in the capital as the Hurricanes faced off against the Chiefs. And a key player there, Sean Stevenson, was out due to injury and was replaced by the talented Josh Ioane. As the game kicks off, the Chiefs quickly scoring a try through Anton Leonard-Brown and capitalizing on early pressure. The first half sees the Chiefs maintain control, leading 10-0 at halftime. In the second half, the Hurricanes finally score, narrowing the gap to 10 points to 7. Despite their efforts, though, the Chiefs' strong defense holds firm and the game remains competitive. But in the final moments, the Chiefs secure their win as well. Game 4, Highlanders faced up against Waratahs at Sydney Cricket Ground. The Highlanders, looking for their first win, showed strong form with standout performances from players like Shannon Frizzell and Reece Petchell. The match started with early turnovers and both teams struggled to maintain possession. The Highlanders eventually, though, broke through with Reece Petchell scoring the first try after a powerful run, and the Highlanders lead 7 points to 0 at halftime. The second half, the Highlanders continued to dominate, with Frizzell adding another try shortly after the break, and Reece Petchell's consistent play extended their lead to 17 points to 0 with a successful penalty kick. Despite some efforts from the Waratahs, including a few promising runs, they struggled with execution and failed to score any points. The match concluded with the Highlanders securing a solid 17 points to 0 victory, marking their first win of the season. Game 5 in a thrilling Super Rugby match held in Tokyo, Japan. The Brumbies faced off against the Wild Knights. The Brumbies took early lead with a try by Noah Lolosio, followed by a successful conversion, putting them ahead 7 points to 0. Tom Hooper later scored another impressive try, extending their lead 14 points to 0 before halftime. The Wild Knights struggled to find their rhythm though, but after the break, I should say, they managed to get on the scoreboard with a penalty kick, narrowing the gap to 14 points to 3. However, the Brumbies responded with another penalty, increasing their lead to 17 points to 6. In a late surge, the Wild Knights scored a try by Ben Gunter, bringing the score to 17 points to 13. But despite their efforts, they couldn't secure another score before time ran out, and the Brumbies held on for a hard-fought victory, concluding the match there with the final score being 17 points to 13. Game 6 in London. Two newly introduced Super Rugby teams, Bristol Bears and Munster, faced off. Both suffered opening losses in round 1, and the match started with Munster scoring the first try with a breakaway from inside their own 22. The scrum half, Paddy Patterson, put on the afterburners there and scored his first try in the competition. But it was short-lived as it was followed up by a quick response there by the Bristol Bears, and the first half ended with Munster leading 10 points to 7 thanks to a drop goal. As the second half progressed, Bristol Bears took the lead with a well-executed try. However, Munster regained momentum, scoring a penalty to lead 16 points to 14 in the closing moments. Despite a frantic final push from Bristol Bears, Munster held on for their first Super Rugby victory. Congratulations to Munster, and unfortunate for the Bears, but both teams' counter-attacking plays were absolutely phenomenal. And then, of course, you have the Crusaders and the Moana Pacifica game there in Game 7, which we already basically covered there in the beginning anyway. But that's it. That's basically the recap of the round there, round 2 Super Rugby. And a lot of great quality rugby, but what a breakaway there. Breakaway try by Paddy Patterson for Munster there. Love it. End-to-end stuff. Breakaway, chase down. Doesn't get any better than that. And those were both Northern Hemisphere teams as well. Probably played the most exciting rugby of all the teams in that round. Except for maybe Shannon Frizzell, and his try there was pretty impressive as well. But here we go, moving on to the next segment. In fact, actually, let's look at the table. And here we go, just looking at the table after round 2. And, well, just the current Super Rugby season has been really exciting here. A show of talent with teams battling it out for dominance. And the Crusaders and the Fijian draw still leading the way of the competition here. And both securing 2 wins after 2 rounds there, showcasing their strong performances. The Brumbies and the Reds follow closely, also demonstrating competitive play. The Galahad Chiefs knocked the Hurricanes from the 4th position to assert themselves, dropping the Hurricanes down to 6th. And several teams are still seeking their first wins here in Super Rugby, including the Auckland Blues, the Melbourne Rebels, and the Bristol Bears, who have faced tough challenges. Munster and Wild Knights have shown flashes of potential as well, while the Hurricanes and the Highlanders are fighting to improve their standings after being dropped down the table. But no doubt, as the season progresses, I mean, there's going to be a lot of leader changes, a lot of positional changes, and of course the intensity for top spots, especially as we head into the back end of the competition come playoffs, will definitely become more fierce competitions, and I can't wait for that. Moving along though in the segment there, potential Super Rugby title contenders. And, well, this is basically just my opinion of who I think are looking really good after seeing the games. And of course, you can give your opinions as well. But going by the table, taking some consideration from the table as well, I mean, we can get a pretty good idea. I know it's still early days and we're only in round 2, going into round 3. We've still got 11 rounds to go and a lot of Super Rugby matches to be had yet. But if I had to pick top current contenders, number 1, it would have to be the Crusaders. And that's not just me being biased because I play for them, but because they have a strong winning record so far. Strong team, and 2, a pretty consistent performance. And I think we have established ourselves as probably the clear favorites for this one here this year. Number 2 there, Fijian Draw. They've impressed me with their team play, their teamwork, the way they play. We talked about the Fijian flair and how dangerous they can be. I mean, if you watch their games, you just watch how they support each other and they're giving the offloads and teamwork. I mean, they're in a pretty strong position at the moment, 2nd spot, and they make really good, serious challenges in the competition. Number 3 for me, Brumbies. I think they have a great team as well. They can cause some upsets in the competition. They're also in a pretty good position game-wise to go deep into the playoffs. If they continue the way they play. Reds, number 4 for me. Their strong performance and competitive spirit as well keeps them in the mix for the top teams. And at 5, I got Munster. Munster with a mix of experience on their team as well as talents as well. I think they could surprise a lot of people and surprise the opponents as they find their stride as well. Very good team. And while other teams like the Chiefs and the Hurricanes are also in the contention, the 5 that I've sort of chosen here, just based on their current form and potential for the rest of the season. As the competition progresses, though, it'll be interesting to see how the teams adapt and perform in the more critical matches. So I hope you guys stick around for that one. Stick around the channel because there's a lot more Super Rugby to be had. So make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Do all that good stuff. Put on the bell notification so you don't miss a single video. It's all going to be pretty epic from here on out. Also follow me on all my socials. And when I say all my socials, I basically just mean TikTok because that's all I have at the moment. But let me know what you guys think. Moving on though into the segment, and I know it's like rapid fire. We're trying to get us go through these as fast as we can, while also making sense. Hopefully, I don't talk too fast, but I don't want to talk a whole lot. I'll try to keep the videos under 20 minutes. But moving on through the segment there, we've started a new series. The game Recreation and Simulations. I'm excited to share that I've started that series where I recreate real-life rugby games as well as simulate matches based on real events and real games. And many of you actually already encouraged me to create these types of videos and content when I sent out a poll for you guys to fill out. And I'm happy to dive into it, especially since a lot of new subscribers came through the recreation videos, so I appreciate that. But I want to hear from you guys, especially I want to hear which games you would like to see be brought to life here on the channel, whether it's a classic match, one of your favorite matches, a nail biter, or any other game that stands out in your memory that you want to see on the channel that hasn't been showcased anywhere else. I want you guys to let me know. You can send me a message directly to my email there, hotstopkid@gmail.com. I'll put it up on the screen and also in the description as well. And or you can simply leave a comment, a message there in the YouTube comments below, just to let me know what games you guys want to see replicated and recreated here on YouTube. And I can't wait to see your guys' requests. and start recreating some of your favorite rugby moments. Moving on though, our last and final part of the video, always analytics, and it's always interesting to me. Might be boring for a few of you guys, but we're about to get into a watch time for subscribers there. 91.6% of you who are not yet subscribed have been watching back. 91%. So if you've been watching back the videos more than once, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, especially if you keep coming back to the channel. And we've got 8.4% of you guys who have subscribed to the channel and watching back the videos. I appreciate the support and I appreciate you guys being here. And top countries as well. Number 1, South Africa comes in at the top, 45.4% over New Zealand there, taking a clear sweep, leaving New Zealand behind. 11.7% in views, which is huge. So I appreciate my South Africans who are watching back the videos. Appreciate the support. And then we've got UK there, 7.6 in 3rd position. Argentina 4th. And we've got the Aussies there from Australia watching the videos, 3.9%. I appreciate you guys as well. So thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And that's about it. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in round 3. That pretty much wraps up this video. But round 3 is about to get underway with kickoff. We got the Highlanders taking on the Chiefs there down in Dunedin, Forsyth Bar Stadium. And don't forget, all full games, uncut games are available on my Patreon. They're Hotspot exclusive. And thank you guys there. We've got 11 members on Patreon so far. And of course, we've got the highlights of Super Rugby that'll be up on the YouTube channel as well. Also, don't forget, follow me on TikTok. And we've got a new account there as well. And I'll see you guys in round 3 Super Rugby 2024. I'll see you guys there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Take care. Be well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you there.